The following video has been rated by the creator as YT for YouTube viewers of all ages. For the best audio quality, the use of headphones may be recommended.
The Moonshadow Mystery channel and its affiliates make no claim to ownership or association with the topics or media discussed in this program, unless explicitly stated otherwise. This video was made for the purpose of being a form of entertainment and not for the sake of profiting from the creations, licenses, or properties belonging to other content creators or organizations. The content of this video is used and executed under the guidelines of the Fair Use Act.
Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, and Dragon Ball Super, as well as affiliated characters, media, and locations, are the creative, intellectual, and licensed properties of Toei Animation Studios Japan, Shonen Jump, V-Jump, and Viz Media. Please support the official releases. Stand by for a new episode of Moonshadow Reviews, coming up right now on the Moonshadow Mystery channel. Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Moonshadow Mystery channel. As always, I'm your host, Moonshadow Mystery the Changeling. And I want to apologize first off before I get started to the viewers, because I know I'm behind. I actually have started the review for episode 64, but because it's so late and I'm so far behind, I'm going to have to play catch up and do a past due review segment for it later. But right now, let's do Dragon Ball Super Lightning Round. Okay, from episode 64 to episode 67, we have had to play some serious catch up because now the Goku Black Saga is, aka the Zamos Saga, is now over. What happened? Well, let's see. Trunks learned the Demon Capture Wave ability. Black ripped open the fabric of space and time by increasing his power after Vegeta pummeled him in episode 63. Well, toward the end of episode 63. Increasing his power exponentially after he infused his own energy into himself. Zamos got captured in the capture jar. Unfortunately, Goku had forgotten the seal, so he broke free, causing Black and Zamos to fuse together. Into which we'll get to next. Episode 64. Black and Zamos fused as the new quote-unquote God of Light, Zamos, as he liked to refer to himself, showed they had a tremendous boost in power, so much so that no other being was able to identify and match its abilities. And he did a serious hurt on everybody. Episode 64 was basically a huge brawl between the fused Zamos, Vegeta, and Goku. Episode 65 gave us more of that fight, in which Trunks had gotten involved as well. But despite doing some damage to Zamos, he became super tough. Like, so much so that Goku and Vegeta ended up having to fuse. 66, we see that fight continuing up until the point where the fusion ends up being Kaputski due to being drawn out too long. Zamos is majorly damaged, and because of the fusion of Immortal and Mortal, begins to break apart and collapse on itself, becoming hugely grotesque. And by hugely grotesque, I mean, think back to Bio Broly. Yeah, pretty messed up if you remember that movie. Nasty. Ugh. Like, just... Ugh.
really disturbing as far as just levels of grossness. Like, I've seen zombie movies where it wasn't that bad. Going to episode 66, we see the fight just coming to a huge climax, in which everybody thinks that Zamos is defeated, ultimately. And we see that Trunks has some killer moves. This blue aura he keeps getting, he's basically like a living spirit bomb. So much so he can focus that energy into his sword, which got shattered, leaving just the hilt and part of the blade, creating basically a spirit bomb sword. Pretty nice nod for some old Yu Yu Hakusho fans out there, such as myself. Then, episode 67. Things get dark. Because it's into 66, part of 67 in that area. Zamos becomes, after being destroyed, comes back as basically living energy, like an anti-universe. So much so that Goku ends up having to summon the future dimension's Omni King in order to completely wipe out Zamos. Like, seriously, turns out the Omni King, despite looking and acting like a child, literally is so powerful he can just snap his fingers and erase whatever he wants. Now, because there was nothing left in that universe, Goku, the Omni King, all of them went back to the past, where Omni King from the future meets Omni King from the past and become best friends. Meaning Goku kept his promise, even though he's technically friends with himself, but things worked a little differently. But strangely enough, it worked out. Goku has two friends. Omni King has a best friend, which probably is going to terrify the heck out of Beerus. There's a little bit of dialogue between Whis and the Omni King's angel guardian. I can't really recall it. And then Beerus and Whis actually help out future Trunks and future Mai by taking them to a point before Zamos and Black came into being in their universe. Meaning now there's two of each of them in the future. But they're both okay with it. They're probably going to go on and live their own life. We more than likely never get to see it, but I'm happy for them. Episode 68. The newest episode in the series so far as of the recording of this video. It's basically a race for the Shenron's wish. Like, this is what I would call a filler episode of Dragon Ball. Not a whole lot goes on. Nothing important really goes on. Goku makes a promise to King Kai to finally grant his wish to revive him, Gregory, and Bubbles. Which, about time. Unfortunately, during this same time, Bulma is still using the notes from her future self to try and create her own time machine. And as it turns out, there's a material needed for the time machine that can only be found in the center of the Earth. So, now there's other things going on. Roshi is feeling lonely, as always. Oolong decides that he wants something. We can only assume what it is, given Oolong's history. Not going to mention it here. 18, turns out, wants a wish as well. But not a selfish one. Well, not inherently selfish. 18 essentially just wants to be able to do for Krillin what he's always doing for her and Marin. She wants to grant a wish so that she can know what to give Krillin to make him happy, because he's always going out of his way for her. And I love that. Bulma intervenes toward the end and stops that wish from coming true, but Bulma actually says some things that makes sense, and it's that kind of person Krillin is. We always talk about a lot of the things that Goku's progressed from since his childhood and things he's retained. Krillin has made a lot of progress. Those of us who remember the original Dragon Ball, Krillin was exceptionally dim-witted and selfish. Let's be honest, he was. But he grew out of it. As he got older, the more selfless he got. And now that he's got 18 and he's truly happy, all he really wants in life is to make sure that her and Marin are taken care of, are happy, and that he provides for them everything they could possibly want, because seeing them happy makes him happy. So you know what? Good on Bulma for knowing Krillin well enough. Hold on. But to pick up where I left off, we do see that Bulma, despite herself, actually is well aware enough of her friends, including Krillin, to know the kind of person that he is and how he would be, and that's wonderful. Now, before she ever showed up, and everyone was arguing, Pilaf, of course, trying to intervene and get his wish. Thankfully, he gets stopped. Goten and Trunks show up, wanting to wish, apparently not knowing what they want to wish for. Doesn't that just figure? But anyways, we end up with Gohan showing up with baby Pan in his arms. Apparently, Pan had come down with a bad fever, and unfortunately, hospital medicine wasn't working. So, and we've never really known if Gohan ever got sick before to know if this is a thing. Gohan was half Saiyan, Pan's like 1/4 Saiyan. But apparently her Saiyan blood is making Earth human medicine not work. We've never seen Goku sick. We've seen him hurt, but never sick. So, we're getting a little bit of detail that maybe Saiyans are immune to the normal diseases and medicines found on Earth, which makes some sense. I'm not really sure if it stretches my suspension of disbelief or not, but I'll allow it. But anyway, everyone is under agreement that the first of Shenron's two wishes, and he actually has the same power as the Namekian Shenron, where he can grant 3 wishes now, because Dende has grown and become stronger. But unfortunately, when they asked for the Super Dragon Balls were, that counted as a wish. I know it's stupid, but it counted. So anyway, they all agree that the first of the 2 remaining wishes needs to be used to heal Pan. Shenron mentions that it's such a simple wish, but he doesn't seem to put any arguments or complain that his power is being wasted. He does it, Pan's happy, healthy, and Gohan goes back home to Videl. Now, when Bulma shows up, Beerus and Whis had already showed up. She took them to a crab place to occupy their time, and she sent, in exchange for letting Goku have his wish to grant King Kai life back, she sends him to the Earth's core to get the material. Now, Whis and Beerus come out of the restaurant, realize Shenron's there, and they go to Goku. They take the material from him, show back up with him, and Beerus promptly destroys the material, scolding Bulma that trying to travel through time is a serious crime, because she's not a kami, or a god of any kind. And thus, Beerus snaps his fingers and blows up the time machine and the notes. So basically, no time travel ever again, unless Bulma has a photographic memory, which she might. She has shown some evidence of possibly having it before, but seems to depend on the day. Anyway, as Goku's about to make his wish, Shenron's body disappears. Apparently, Shenron has a built-in timer, so he's only able to be out of the balls for a few minutes at a time. Not something I was aware of before, but we don't really know how much time is actually passing in the episode because the anime itself is not exactly fluid to real world time, so it could have been hours. So who knows? But anyway, he disappears before the wish can be granted, and King Kai is royally ticked. He scolds Goku, but it's not really Goku's fault that everybody kept showing up, interrupting, and making it hard. But basically, Shenron has 1 wish left. He's back in hibernation. He'll be there probably for a couple months. So hopefully next time Goku will be able to revive King Kai, because let's be honest, King Kai will be a whole lot happier and will stop bothering Goku as much when he's brought back to life. And anyway, that is the lightning round for Dragon Ball Super. I apologize for making it so brief. I know I usually go on a little bit longer with this stuff, but because I'm so far behind, I felt that you deserve to just have the whole thing summarized. Now, There were a couple episodes that I thought were a little better than others in this. Honestly, episode 68 is not exactly my favorite. I I, I don't know. Dragon Ball filler episodes are usually kind of bland as it is. I don't know. There's just something about them that aren't quite as entertaining as what other anime and cartoons are capable of. But it served its purpose, basically taking time travel out of the mix entirely. Um, the other episode's pretty good. They had some issues with pacing and dialogue, but for the most part, they were all pretty good. Especially the high octane action ones. Episode 67, it's definitely better than 68, in my opinion, overall. But overall, the Black Saga, loved it. Definitely loved how the Black Saga went. I mean, I can't believe we're already almost at 70 episodes in the series already. I mean, yeah, it's been around since mid to late last year, and they've had a pause, but they've not really had a seasonal break officially in the Japanese dubbing. I mean, when it finally gets to English, it's probably going to be separated into some mini seasons, like, I don't know, 15, 20 episodes maybe. So we probably got like 3 seasons worth out of it. But overall, this has been this has been one heck of a ride so far. Uh, we do see toward the end of episode 67, and I'm sorry I didn't mention this earlier, that Kid Mai meets Future Mai, and now Kid Mai is royalty because Future Trunks is with Future Mai. And even though Pilaf, and I'm actually impressed with Pilaf for trying to be the bigger, more mature one in this matter, is actually trying to encourage her to focus on Trunks, to focus on Kid Trunks. Yes, technically she's already an adult and she has adult standards, but Pilaf is trying to encourage her to remember that Kid Trunks becomes Future Trunks eventually. And that while he's childish now, in time he will mature and he will become the kind of man she wants to be with. Even Shu is trying, but unfortunately she's not having any of it. So, time will tell what will come of that. Personally, I kind of hope it happens, I want to see Mai and Shu at the very least redeemed, and I want to see Pilaf get out of this obsession with wanting to rule the world. He's not capable, he doesn't have the resources, he doesn't have the wisdom, and honestly, I don't think he quite understands just how much work ruling the world would be. I think he has unrealistic expectations with it, and ultimately he'll end up seriously hating his wish when he finally does, if he ever does get it. Doubt he ever will. Personally, I like him better as a supporting character with minor roles as opposed to a villain anyway. Yeah, that was... Then there we go. Dragon Ball Super, Lightning Round, episodes 64 through 68 covered. Whew. That was a lot. But I seem to have done better in summarization. So, what do y'all think? Did you like any of the past 5 episodes from 64 through 68? Do you have a personal favorite from Dragon Ball Super just yet? More importantly, well, maybe not more importantly, but did you like this lightning round? And I may do more lightning rounds like this in the future. If you liked this video, please click that like button. And if you didn't, you're more than welcome to click the dislike button. If you want to see more videos like this one, please let me know in the description or subscribe. But I do encourage you to go to the main channel and see what other videos I have to offer before you do hit that subscribe button. And as always, feel free to look down in the description below to see other methods in which you can check out other material I work on, and other ways in which you can contribute. By making more in-depth suggestions, contacting me, interact with me on a more personal level as opposed to just, watch and respond. If you have any suggestions of any other content series, whatever, please let me know. Either in the description or on the main channel. I want to make content that makes you guys happy. And girls happy. I don't want to be discriminative here. And I do realize I have other videos that I've promised that I've still not released yet, and I do apologize for that. I'll try and get them done ASAP. I can't exactly promise when, but until the meantime, I'll try and keep you up to date with more lightning round, live action first thoughts videos like this one. I do still have my Fallout impersonations video on the way. I'm still working out the script for it. And I do have um, a review for My Little Pony Season 1, Episode 1 and 2 in the works. It's just taking some time because it's holiday season now, as you can probably tell by the Christmas tree in the background. And so that's going to take a little bit of my time. Family and work, real life, all that comes first. And speaking of, I hope everyone out there had a happy Thanksgiving and enjoyed themselves, spent time with family, were safe, warm. The weather's finally starting to change and become more winter weather. And know that this time of year does tend to bring out the crazies. I mean, there's a lot of bad stuff going on in the world, and it just seems to just keep getting worse. So please try and keep yourself safe out there, everyone. Um, but yeah, that's it. Brings us to the end. Thank you for watching. I appreciate your patronage. And as always, everyone, don't go changing for anyone but yourselves. Thank you for tuning in, and I hope to see you next time. Take care, and have a pleasant week.
Moonshadow Mystery, the Changeling, also known as Compound Eyes and Moonlight Shadow, is the original character, and by extension, creative and intellectual property of its creator, Darren self, better known as Moonshadow Mystery, the Changeling. If you'd like to contribute to this channel, wish to submit fan art, make more extensive suggestions for critique, or would like to view other creative content associated with this channel or its creator, then you may do so by using the links available in the video description, which are as follows: Skype, Moonshadow Mystery, Darren self, Gmail, selfdarren1@gmail.com, DeviantArt, http://greatdragonseru.deviantart.com, Facebook, www.facebook.com/darren.self.12, Twitter @Moonshadow_Mist, spelled MYST, SecondLife @Moonshadow Mystery, otherwise known as darkryu.burner. Patreon is currently unavailable and is pending payment method verification.